So what we discussed in a backup. So what is a backup? Backup is a copy of the data and taken and store somewhere else so that you can maybe use to restore original after the data loss events. Okay. So if you taken a backup, in case any data deletion, corruption, or you want to restore your data to the earlier time of data, means in between any data changes, you can want to restore into the previous data only. So this is a use of taking backup, and at least you have to be maintain one copy of all your important data. I'll consider worth saving data as at least one copy has to be taken. And also we discuss what is the difference between archive and backup. Right. What are the backup storage devices also we discuss. Right. Different backup storage devices. Once you taken a backup, where you will store the backup? Into the hard disk, external hard disk, right? So you have a system, yeah, like you have a laptop or a desktop. You have a data and then you want to take a backup. Where you will store the backup? Generally outside of your system is preferable. What is outside our system where we can store the huge amount of data is external hard disk. And also you can able to store into the CD, DVDs also. Of course, nowadays we are not using the CD, DVD, Blu-ray kind of stuff. So still, if you are want, you can store into the DVD. Next, in organizations for faster storing and recovering data purpose, they will store into the network locations. NAS or SAN locations will store it. Like next, you have your personal important data. You can also store into the cloud locations. Like your system, you have an important data is there. Your documents, your profile is like that. Or certificates, your college certificates, or organizational related documents, your tax documents. So we can't trust always in the our system, right? So and external hard disk you are storing or CD-ROM you are storing, when you want to access, very difficult to access. Again, you need to connect it and access it. You may not always with the your data sources. Maybe you're outside of with your system, outside your home or office. It's easy to access from cloud storage devices like OneDrive, Google Drive, iCloud. It's a personal clouds. You can able to store your personal data in it, important data. So then anytime you can able to access it. In organizations, they store the data into tape drives. It's a for storing long-term and cheaper backup solutions. Not a single tape drive. So there is a tape library is there. Okay, that's called a PTL, physical tape library. Two words there is to know it. One is PTL, another one is VTL. What is PTL and what is VTL? Physical tape library means physically real tapes are there. Okay, so when you storing a data, you select on which tape drive or you are insert a tape drive and you put the data backup to the tape drive. Once it is full, then you will go into backup storage to another tape drive. And you are maintaining these tape libraries. So in a particular day, so you lost your data or maybe data is corrupted. And maybe you want to restore into the particular days before data. Then you have to check it in what library and which tape drive the data is stored and reconnect the tapes and restore the data into your system. Okay. So anyway, we come back to the restore. So here it is one more point, guys. When you restore the data, you want to restore your data from the backup drive. It can be tape drive or maybe your hard disk or network location. You store your backup. Now, so it is required to be restored into the system. You lost your data. You want to restore it. Before you're committing restore, you have to test. What is a test? Is your backup is safe? Is backup is corrupted? So backup is also stored in somewhere, but it may be corrupted. So you have to test that it is good, backup is good or corrupted. Next, restore into separate location. Restore into different location or a separate location, not in original location. So when you restore into separate location, so then you will see that data is properly restoring or not. So that is what it is testing means. Of course, backup softwares, what it will do while you're taking a backup and as well as while doing a restore, it will test is a backup files are safe or not. Not backup file is good or corrupted. And it is best test with a restore backup into different location. So once backup is safe and stored, and you can also verify what is the data inside this backup location. Okay. So it is good, then you will restore into the original location. Once before restore into original location, what you will do? You have to test it. So test it, backup is good or corrupted. Backup file is good or corrupted. Next one is restore into the different location and confirm that's a no breakage in the backup files. Backup file or a backup content files also very good. No problem. So everything is restoring as this as a file backup file content. Now we can understand, sir. We can confidently say yes, it is very good. In case you are restoring into different location and it is not restoring properly, while restoration it is saying that backup file is corrupted or broken, or maybe it is showing that is there is a backup. Files are got error. Backup files are there, no, that is got error. So then you can't restore into original. So like that, it is very important to know. Okay, this is one important point to remember. You guys understand this point?
Sir, once repeat, sir.
Okay, very good. The first thing is you have a backup. Means you already taken a backup, store into the some location. Maybe it is a tape drive, or maybe a hard disk, or maybe it is a network location or a cloud location. Somewhere backup is stored. Now data loss event is occurred. Means you lost data, data is corrupted, or maybe disk drive is corrupted, or maybe your you want to restore into the earlier time of the current data. So earlier time you want to restore back. So before you are restoring, you have to test it. You have to test it. That's what you want to restore it. Then before restoring, you have to test it. So in a testing, one is your backup softwares before restore, before you are trying to restore, actually it will check it. Is a backup file is good or corrupted? It's a backup file is not inside a file, so total backup file is good. You can restore in somewhere when you are restoring. So good or corrupted. So first it will test it. Next, in this test also you can able to do it. It means either software test in over or not, or either. tested good or not good. Okay, means tested is it is okay or not tested. You do not have that kind of testing. Either it is, you have to do one more thing. That is, it is restore backup into different location. Means different, instead of original location, restore into the different location. Once you restore in a different location, what you can understand is in case restoration is failed while restoring the file, your data, it is saying that like while restoration is saying your backup file is broken or corrupted. Okay. Or maybe restoration completed, but the files are corrupted inside. So what we will do, we don't restore into the original location. So it is a very important while you are restoring into the original location before you are restoring your backup, you must restore into the different location. It's a most common practice. It's a most common practice. It's a practice. Okay. In case you restore into the some location, every file is good, very good. It's no files are corrupted. The restoration is successfully done. Then what you will do? Will restore into the original location. We restore into the original location. Again, we'll verify correctly it is restored or not. Okay. Understand, guys? 1, 2,
Yes, sir. Yes,
3,
sir.
4. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Like that. Because when I telling the entire lines and stories, what happened? Clumsy things. That's why I putting numbers. I started habit waiting from recent day, putting numbers so that step by step at least we can able to get it. And I got one, I recall some memory in my mind. That's, I know last class also I want to tell, but I missed that one to one something to tell, right? What is that is, this is the question. Try, I have a data in my system. I have a data. I copy the data into some external hard disk like this. Just like copy and paste it. So usually I showed my external hard disk, right? So I have this data, I selected it, or maybe I take this folder, I click on copy, okay. Then I go to some other location, then I pasted it, okay. Now, what is the, okay, this is what, and what is scenario number 2? This is, I have a data using backup tools, maybe a backup software, okay. Maybe a third-party backup software or built-in backup tools. Right? Built-in backup tools. I've taken a backup. Okay. I've taken a backup and I stored into the other location. Now, what is the difference between this method and this method? What is the difference between this method and this method? Okay. Understand the question or not? Yeah, if you don't know answer, no problem. But do you understand the question or not? I'm not doing copy backup. What I'm doing is just I'm copying files into another location. Here I go to the backup option. Means like this. I go to the backup and restore. Just click on setup backup. Okay. I will show you this demo if any possible. I should not click it because in my system I don't do these things. Okay. For that one we have virtual machine. So I have to select where to store the backup, either on the other storage or save on the network. Then go to next. I have to select the what files I want to backup. Then click OK. It will be backed. I will show you that demo definitely. Okay. Or I can copy the files. Instead of doing all these things, simply I will copy the files into other locations, right? I can do like this. I can do like this. What is the difference? Understand the question or not? If you don't know answer also, no problem. Okay. Remember the question, guys. We'll see that one. Okay. And okay, anyway, we'll see that when any system started. Uh, be interactive, guys. So then, actually my method of teaching is different. Nowadays, what happened? I keep on telling and just asking, are you understand or not? If someone want, I'm repeating and give it different examples. Okay. But most of my training, mainly for the CTS and NTT, is interactive based. Means people will tell, I will do it. Okay. So system is on. 125. Yes. Here I'm not using any external hard disk. Just I'm using same hard disk, but not in the C drive. Compulsory, we need a partition. This C drive means this whole disk 160 GB, 159 GB total. Out of that one, 140 GB is available. Now the question is, I want something around a 40 GB or 50 GB separate partition. How can I get this 140 GB free space from 140 GB free space? How can I get a 40 GB or a 60 GB space from it? Tell me how to do it. Disk mgmt dot msc. Disk mgmt dot msc. What is that for? No problem, guys. Question. Even you know it, but thing is, don't feel shy. Even you tell wrong also, no problem. We don't scold you. Just it helps you to recollect. It helps you to um, reduce your fear or shy kind of stuff. Okay. It helps you to do work. Okay. Thinking. Now this is disk management, and my C drive is 160 GB. Now I wanted 40 GB from this 160 GB. How to separate a 40 GB from existing 160 GB? Out of that one, 140 GB is free. So out of 140 GB free space, I want 40 GB separate partition. How to do it? We have done that one as on a storage classes, disk management. I right click, right? So see what options are there. Which option is suitable to do that one? I have to cut. I have to cut the from the existing value. Means from the free value. From existing volume, I have to cut 40 GB out of it. Which option?
Shrink volume.
Very good. Shrink volume. Very good. So here it is showing you can shrink up to 140 GB, around 140 GB. But we want 40 GB only. So how to put a 40 GB? It's in MBs. Convert 40 GB into MBs. How to convert? Few things we should, like by hiding time, right? How much 1 GB in MBs?
1024 MB.
Very good. So 1024 into 440 GB. So 4096. I said no, few things you should be 500. 1024 1 GB into 2. So 2 GB 2048. 1024 into 3 GB 3072. Same thing. 1024 into 4 4096. 1024 into 8 1024 into 12. Like that, you should do it. At least few things you should remember. Okay, every time you don't open the calculator, right? First thing you may not know, but later make it hobby of all this kind of stuff. So it's I put a 40 GB. Click on shrink. What happens? Notice this is become 120 GB. Okay. This is become around 120 GB. 119 it is showing. This is 40 GB unallocated. Now this is unallocated. It's not a C drive or D drive. Nothing is there inside. Now I want to make it as a partition. 40 GB single partition. Which option I have to go? Anyone? No problem. Help properties are new simple value. Tell me.
New simple volume.
Very good. So I'm going to create a partition 40 GB complete. So next, so here it is 40. I'm not reducing it. If I want to create 20 GB, then I will put a 20 GB here, but I want 40 GB total. Next, so it is telling that it will go into assign drive letter E. Okay. Otherwise, I can change which letter want it. Next. What file system? NTFS only. Okay. I want to use NTFS. If you want to give a name for your volume, you can also give a name for your volume. Prefer quick format. Select perform quick format. Next. Do not select this one. Enable file and folder compression. Don't select it. Just a quick format only. Not the second one. Only first one. Next. Finish. Yeah. So new simple volume is created with a 40 GB space with E drive letter E. Now see, it's a E drive, nothing is there. Now what is the task is? What is the difference between copying a data and putting the data into this one? So right in the C drive. So I'm going to create it. file and the name of the file is data1. This data1 I'm going to put some files. We can do copy pasting. Okay. So these are the files. Totally 8 files are there. Out of 8 file, one is a text document, remaining um, pictures only. And totally it's a 1.43 MB data. Now what I'm doing is I select this. I can select the individual files or I can select complete directory. And I copied it, paste into the other drive like this. And I am copying some more data here in the data too. Okay. Imagine that if I copy only the files into the backup location, like, yeah, sorry, I done mistake. So shift delete it. I'm taking backup, right? Backup 1. So just a folder. Okay, does not contain anything. Now what I'm doing is from data 1, I selected some files and storing into backup 1. Okay. In data 2 also, I'm copying the files, all files only, and storing into backup 1. Can you tell which files I copied from data 1, which files I copy from data 2? From here, just from here. We don't know, right? Which is from data 1, which is from data 2, which is from C drive, which is from D drive, which is from E drive. We don't know. Just there is a files. But still we have a data in it. And you want to restore this data into their original locations. Means into the data 1 to data 1, data 2, data 2. We don't know where it is located. Okay. We can't do it. We have a data. That's it. Understand this point? Understand, guys? Just I copied the files into one location. Hmm? Understand up to this point?
Yes, sir.
So I went to the control panel, put a large icons. There you can find backup and restore. We'll see what's the difference between backup and restore, right? So click on the backup. So Windows backup not setup. So click on the setup backup. Okay. If you want to try this one, if you have a Windows 10 virtual machine, in that one you can try this. Physical machine I am not recommending. Yeah, I have a E drive. So where I want to store backup. So in starting yesterday we discussed in a backup. So first is what data you want to take a backup and where you want to store the backup, like that, right? So when to take the backup. So this is a destination where you want to store a backup, E drive or in the network location, means any shared folder or like NFS locations can specify the shared folder and their remote system username and password credentials. Okay, and share location, then click OK. Then you can able to store into the different location, different system, or different NFS NAS boxes or any other shared folder places you can store it. But I want to store into E drive because I don't have any network location and don't have any external hard disk right now. Okay, so I will store into this location just for demo. Just think like E drive means some extra hard disk, external hard disk. Next, it is asking let Windows choose or let me choose. Windows choose means it will choose the operating system related files, profile, user profile data, everything. Now I will specifically want to backup of data 1 and data 2 folder. Next. So I don't want to take any of these backups. Only thing is this data 1 and data 2 I want to take it. And also I'm removing this one, means all check marks inside and outside. Everything I removed it, only I selected data 1 and data 2. Next. Okay. So review your backup setting. Backup location is E drive. And what are the backup items? Data 1 and data 2. You can also, yeah, it's showing like that only. Actually, we can select the files. It's not showing that one. Save settings and run the backup. This is schedule. Every Sunday, you want to run the backup, or you can daily, and what time you want to run the backup, and weekly, on which day you have to you want to run the backup. For example, if I selected morning 11, means I have to wait for 2 minutes, automatically this backup will run. You want to take a monthly backup, on which day you want to run this backup, and what time it has to be done. You don't want the schedule, just unselect the schedule. So I don't want to run on the backup. It's on demand backup. On demand means when I want to take a backup, that time only I will take it. So I don't want to take every day or every week or every month time. So that is a schedule. So what I have done, just uncheck it. So to avoid this running every specific interval of time. Okay. Next, save settings and run the backup. Now the backup is started running. If I select, if I'm able to select individual files, that is look good. And yeah, backup is done. Okay, backup is done. Okay, backup size is 11.46. Okay, actually, that files are very smaller files. Last backup, when the last backup ran, contains files and selected folders. Files in the selected folders. Run on the schedule, change settings. This is restore my files. Okay, we'll see what in the E drive. We selected E drive, right? So this is our backup file. Okay, this is supported media ID file where it is stored. That ID file, it is media ID.bin is where the backup is stored. That information, metadata. This is where the backup is there. If you open this task, restore my file from this backup, restore files for all users in this computer, manage space used by this backup. How much space it is occupied? Okay. Backup 1, showing 11.0. Okay. This is space, this is compressed, you can see. This total size, it is showing 528 MB, but 528 bytes only. But original total two directories data is 11.7 GB. Okay, we are going to test it. And what happened? I lost the data. You can delete the directories also, no problem. For example, I lost the data. Now I want to restore it. So either double click here or you can go to this option, restore my files. Okay, search. browse for files. So see, it is showing where I am in a control panel, restore my files. Search for files, search for folder. I select search for files. See backup of C drive. And see it is data 1, data 2, separate one. Data 1, these are the data 1 files. Okay. So these are the data 2 files. So I want to restore only the specific file. I can able to restore into its original location. Okay. Or you can browse for folders. Means you want to restore data 1 only or data 2 only. Like that also we can restore it. Yeah. Files wise also you can do it. Like this is all the files I want to add as well as data 2. Both are deleted, right? Add it. And see file, which folder, that modify. Next. You want to restore into original location or following location. Okay. And restore file to their original subfolder. Disconnected. Okay. Guys, I'm audible. The screen is visible.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
audible. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
just there is a network interruption. Very good. Very good. In following location, you want to test the restore into different location. You can test it. Okay. You want to restore as a file wise or subfolder wise. Use the restored files. Okay. See data 1 files. It is data 2 files. Separately, we are able to restore it. Finish. Test completed. Also verify from here. It's from C drive we have taken. And this is also data 2 from data. Okay. Separately. Restore. Now again, restore my files. Okay. You can restore the files. File wise, you can restore it. Or entire folder, you want to restore entire folder. Best is restore entire folder. If you delete all the data, only one few data is lost, then only that files you can able to restore. All files are lost, then select everything like a folder wise. Now restore into original location. Click on restore. Is restored. And check it is really is restored or not. See drive data 1, your data 1 files, and data 2 files. Okay. So this is a small demo on the backup and restore, and to make us understand what's the difference between just a copy files one place to another place and backup. Okay. Understanding of why we need a backup, why should we take a backup. Okay. So complete hierarchy it will maintain. When you take in a backup will stores into one single file. Backup is generally stores in a single file. Okay, not in a individual matter. Everything stores in one place. And it will maintain the hierarchy from what is the original location, which drive, which system. If it's centralized backup means which system, which drive, and which subfolder. In that one, what are the files and their subfolders? Again, their files. It maintain entire hierarchy when taken a backup. When this backup is run based on that date and time is there. After that, any modification occurs. So you can also see the differences between current and modified file differences also. Of course, this won't follow this archive attribute kind of stuff. We have to test it by adding more files and things. Even you are adding a extra files, means after taking backup, you add some more files in it. Okay. If you after that again you are taking a backup, only the newly added or modified after the backup, it will take the backup. But we can't see directly that kind of stuff. Why? Because everything is shows in the one location only. For example, this is the files created and you modified this file and you added some more files. Again, you run the backup. Only those files will be backed. But we can't able to see directly. Why? Because of in here in our Windows, in the recent version of Windows, what it will show you, it is shows all the files in one location, not separately. We can't able to like it's like a differential type of backup only. Okay, not separately. It won't store in our Windows current versions, Windows 8, Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10, Windows 11 onwards. Okay, and where are our points? So now, do you understand this one? Copying and backup differences and restoring. While restoring also, we have done this process. Means we restore into different location, then we restore into the original location also. Guys, everyone understand that what I showed like a copying and backing up.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Good. Where are we? Actually, I want to explain the PTL, but this is I think it is somewhat important. And what next? As I said, guys, there is a you can use the control panel or a built-in tools of your operating system to take the backup. Like you take a Windows Server or Windows 10 or Windows 11 system or Windows 8 system. They have a built-in backup tools are there. You can use it to take the backup. Simple, no cost. Yes, Microsoft it is providing its own backup tools. Okay. In backup, like just what we have taken a backup, that is a standalone mode. Means you have a system, you take a backup, store into the your external hard disk or CD-ROM or like that. You will store. It depends upon you where you want to store, but we can store it. That's your personal system. It's a standalone backup type. Just we are attaching our backup storage to our system or through network also we can store it if required. And as I said, it is either system will provide the backup tools or you can use third-party backup tools. We listed out this third-party backup tools also, right? What is that? It is Acronis, Seagate. If you buy any external hard disk, sometimes these external hard disks also provide a kind of backup tools. I pick up one website. That's why yesterday I was searching for a site, right? There is you are going for a backup and recovery tools. Okay. Yeah, it's commonly giving lot of list VM backup and all. This is Windows backup and tools. Good Sync Enterprises, Asynchronous Sync for Windows. For Windows. For Windows, backup and recovery. Start by name, most download. It's showing very big list, but what I want to tell what that names as such. Personal backup. A shampoo backup pro. This is also an application. to take a backup and store it, and managing backup histories purpose. Third-party tools for a standalone backup purpose. Recover backup, net backup, and I mean it's not NTFS backup. This is AOMEI backup. Okay, it's another backup tool. Not this one. Even not an antivirus, not an also backup maker professionals. Pure sync. This is another one. Duplicati. F backup. Okay, this is a Seagate toolkit. Seagate. Okay. Acronis true image. These are the standalone backup tools. Okay. You can use the third-party tools to take a backup, or you can use the built-in tools also in the standalone backup. So I showed standalone backup. Okay. Then we are also discussed about a 2-tier, 3-tier backup. So when you go for 2-tier, 3-tier backup, so mainly for enterprise purpose on organizations use these 2-tier or a 3-tier types of backup. That is also we said, right? So it's in a 2-tier, 3-tier backup, you have a backup software. Means there is a master backup software system, and there is a clients. Means where is the data and which devices you have to take the backup. That those are all our clients. And backup storage system, where to store the backup. So in this backup software, we schedule the backup. So this is main server software is there, master node. So where is our server software is there, and these are the client software stores in this client system. Those we call it as agents. We schedule the backup, means what device and what are the data has to be backup should be taken, and where it has to be stored, and when it has to be run. So this server give that information to this backup client softwares. This client software means that agent runs the backup job in the system, and once backup job is run, means it taken a backup and stored into the backup location. Once backup is successful, it informs to the backup server, yes, backup is successful. This is the process. Of course, all these things we have discussed yesterday. Just I'm trying to add some new points to it. What is the first one? Here, we schedule the backup. We specify the backup. We'll create a backup policy. Okay, SLP policy. So what is that policy? What devices and what data has to be taken backup, when to run this. Okay, so there is a network disturbances in office, in home. It's not even a home. Okay, when to run the backup. Okay, what system, what data, and when to run. This will be scheduled inside this software. Once time triggers, it will give information to this client software, which is called agent. This agent run the job, means what data, specifically what is the data has to be taken, when it has to be run, where it has to be stored. So taken the backup, store the backup into the backup location, and inform the backup server this is the status of backup. So particular time the backup job is started, and the particular time backup is completed. Okay, and how much data is backup, where it is stored, successfully done or not. As a monitoring person, you have to check it. Is how many backup jobs are there? How many backup jobs are scheduled? How many backup jobs are running currently? How many backup jobs are completed? And reported what are the backup jobs completed, not completed, failed. Also, this is the very important point should to know, guys. You have to monitor what are the backup jobs are running. Once you become a little senior, you will schedule the backups. As a fresher, you will monitor backup jobs. It is also very important for infrastructure maintenance, right?
Sir, can you
And
explain it again?
very good. Total process or last part?
Total
Okay, we'll see.
process, sir.
Total, I will tell. In earlier, so we have a system in our hand, and when you want to take a backup, or we schedule the backup and we run the backup and store. That is what we have done. See, but here it is an organization is different. You have a multiple systems. You have a Windows server, Linux servers, Windows desktop systems are there. Okay, maybe a database servers are there. A virtualization servers are there. They're running different virtual machines in it. Okay, so you want to take a backup, so you can't go to each and every system to take the backup. So what you will do? So we use a backup softwares. So example of backup softwares. Veritas Backup EXEC, Net Backup, Commvault, IBM Tivoli, HP Data Protectors, VM Backup and Replication. These are the some of the data backup softwares or appliances. Like these are appliances are there. If they have their own interface, application running on their hardware, and storage is also directly connected. Some are separate software. We install these softwares into a separate machine, either Linux machine or Windows Server machine or Windows desktop machine. We install it, configure it, and we run the backup jobs. Okay, using of this stuff. So there is a three main components in it. In this backup software, three main components: client software, backup manager, and backup storage devices. Client software means where it is stores. Client software stores in a client system where you want to take the backup. Which devices you are taking backup. In that one, we install the client software. Manager software means from centralized management. You want to manage all your devices, their backup jobs from central location. That is manager software, management part, management component. Okay. So that is our master main server. And what is the another one is backup devices, where you want to store the backup. Three components. One, two, three components. Okay. Now we'll see the process. Three components, right? Then we'll see the process. What is the process? We install the client softwares into our client system where you want to take the backup. In that one, we install the client application. So your backup server, backup application, client software, we install into client system. That is also called as agents. Agent. See, VM agent. What is this agent? It is a client software. Okay, if you install this client software into their machines, sometimes we can't install this client applications into the remote servers where you want to take a backup. Then we follow the different other process. Okay, like SSH kind of connectivities, we use it to do it. So leave it aside. So this is called a agent. What is the purpose of this agent? it runs the backup jobs data in their systems. So this agent will run backup job in this system only. Okay? That is the purpose. Again, we'll go to the step one. In the step one only, in the backup server, we'll specifically what systems or what system groups. You have it 50 computers are there. All 50 computers you want to take a backup. So you create a group and you add all the computers into the group. That is a backup group. Correct? To which devices you want to take a backup. Or you can specify group wise or individual system. And what data has to be taken. In that one, what data? Is Outlook data has to be taken, or entire C drive data has to be taken, or specific data has to be taken, like a D drive or specific data has to be taken. Specify the data, what data has to be, backup has to be taken. And where it has to be stored. What is the location of backup storage location, where it has to be stored? It can be tape drives or some other network location, SAN or NAS location, or it can be somewhere like on a hard disk connectivities, hard disk location. Okay. Next, when it has to be done. What is the third point? When the backup has to be run. Schedule. These are the 3 points we are doing in a server side. So when you specified when the backup has to be done, here also 1, 2, 3. What is the third point? When backup has to be done. When you decide that one, that information go to these agents. Okay. This agents receives the configuration of this agents receives what you have done, what is the schedule you have done, what is the backup configuration done, or maybe what backup policy you have created. Okay, what backup policy you are created in the server. That information taken is given to the agents. Now the agents knows what backup has to be taken and when the backup job has to be done and where it has to be stored. So the agent knows what data has to be taken, when the job has to be done, where it has to be stored, right? The agent. Now the agent runs the job. Now agent receive information and agent run the job. Once agent taken the backup, one time triggers, agent run the backup and store the backup into backup location. Store the backup into backup location individually. It means this is C1 system, C1 system, C1 system data, like that. C2 system, C2 system data. Like it will maintain entire hierarchy model. Once it is done, backup is completed. That information, this agent will give it to this agent will send that information to the server. Yes, this is the backup job. It update here. Yes, the backup is taken successfully. Backup is taken successfully. Not only just a successful, also this information. When the backup job is started, when it is finished, when backup job is started, when it is finished, how much data backup is done, how much size of the backup. Okay, is backup is done successfully or not? The status, enter backup information, the status it will share to the server. So in server, there is a dashboard. So you are interacting with your server now. Management means there is a dashboard where actually you are configured backup. There only you are seeing it. So on what systems or what group? Okay, backup groups means the system groups are a systems, individual system. So when backup is started, is currently running, completed. So when it is started, when it is completed, what is the data backup means? What is the size of backup? How many files are taken a backup? like complete information, you will get it from your tools. Okay. So this is the process. Yeah. Last point, what I said, as a infrastructure administrator, like a system admin, backup admin, whatever the work you do it, guys. So what is your first duty is to monitor backup. Okay. Monitor the backup work is how many backups are scheduled. How many backups are scheduled? Okay, how many backups are scheduled? What are the backup policies? Next, how many backups are running, currently running? How many are finished? How many are finished? How many are about to start? How many are started, currently running? So you have to monitor it. Any failure is occur. Sometimes backup failure is also occur. If any failure is occur, you have to immediately report it. Sometimes backup will take lot of time. Means it is started 2 hours ago, but still it is not finishing. That is also should be reported. Okay, that is also should be reported. You see, if there is a backup failure, immediately you have to report to the backup administrator or system administrator or storage administrator. See what happened, why it is failure. Then that entire details you have to share it to your system administrator or your backup administrator. Okay, as a monitoring person. And also complete report. Also you have to take the complete report, means total how many backups are scheduled, how many backups are run successful, how many failures, how many pendings. This entire report you have to generate and share your team members, means those who are administrators, senior, means they will tell you to whom you have to share, which group you have to share. It has to be shared. It will go for analysis also. That these all events will be going for analysis. Analysis team is there. And second one is the what we say IT managers will get that information. Generally, IT manager will get that information, see what is going on, find out any issues in it, any slow processes or improper inconsistency in this report. They'll go and take an action. So then in a future, they won't get a issues also. Okay. This is the total process, guys. And also I try to include what you will do with this one. If you are not a senior, till you are become a senior, then you don't create any policies, but you will monitor it, reporting. That's a very important to know. This one. Okay. Okay. Understand, guys? Any doubt or any point you have a doubt in this process? First one, last one, second one, third one, anything? Any questions on it?
No, sir.
Okay. Backup types also we discussed. I'm not going again. So these are all we discussed. Just net backup. Yeah, that one. But still we are pending this PTL, we'll leave it like that. What I want to try to show is VM backup interface. Net backup interface, I think it is, that mission is not there right now. But VM backup is there in this system, my another system. I'm going to share it to you. At least interface I will try. If any possible, we'll take some backup and show you how to take the backup. Okay, how to install this VM agent in the client system, and we'll try that one. So take a 10 minutes of break, guys. Because why I'm telling this process again, this is what we will do it. Okay? Understanding the difference means each thing we have to understand separately. Okay? Take a 10 minutes of break. We'll back in 10 minutes.